This is our first day of taking our group discussions, and we're taking the first discussion for the year, and the topic is child health promotion, keeping our kids healthy in 2019. Before I start, let me just use this opportunity to wish each and every one of you a very happy new year and a very healthy 2019 for you and for our children. And this is our first discussion for the year. We're going to start by reminding ourselves what we have always known, but what is very, very important for us to know about keeping our children healthy in 2019. I am Dr. Boyede. I'm a pediatrician and I'm founder of the Paediatricians Foundation and Facebook group, and I'll be taking you through this discussion. Thank you so much for joining me. At the end of the presentation, you can ask your questions in comments, and I'll be delighted to answer them using the reply button. Thank you so much. Once again, the topic for today is child health promotion, keeping our kids healthy in 2019. I'm sure you agree with me that this is a very important topic for us as parents and as caregivers of children to know about. As you all know, our vision in Ask the Pediatrician is to promote good health and well-being of children globally, especially for those of us in Nigeria and in Africa. And this is in keeping with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal 3, which is about good health and well-being for all and at all ages. So we are driven by this goal to make sure that children especially are living healthy lives. And that is why starting our group discussion for the year with this topic is quite appropriate, and it's important for us to know that it's important to live in good health, because no matter what else we do, without good health, we're not going to enjoy them. And especially for children, when children are sick as parents, we actually going to struggle about that. And when it comes to health, I hope you can all remember that health is a state of well-being, total well-being, physically, mentally, and in every area, and not just the mere absence of diseases. And that is why it's important that we talk about health promotion rather than talking about curing diseases all the time. It's more important to discuss health promotion and prevention. And why is this important? Yes, there you have it. Prevention is always better than cure. It is not just better, it is cheaper, it is easier for us to prevent diseases rather than to cure diseases. I know many of us come to Ask the Pediatricians Facebook group and our website to ask about how do I treat this, how do I treat that. Yes, we are happy to help you, but it is more important for us to actually teach you or to inform you to know how to actually prevent the children from even becoming sick at all. And really that is what we are really set out to do, because there's a limit to what we can do online when it comes to treating sick children, but we can all learn from each other on how to actually prevent this disease so that our children can live in good health from January to December. If possible, we don't want them to visit the hospital at all, or especially before take their immunizations or have their routine health promotion checks and stuff and things like that. We want children to be healthy, and like I always jokingly say, we pediatricians, we are the only maybe professionals that don't want or pray for patients, to come, because we have enough work to do, working on prevention, working on promoting good health without even the children falling sick at all. So we are very, very happy for the children to be healthy, for them not to come down with any illnesses or sicknesses that will keep them, on hospital admissions. So this is what we're going to be talking about today, and I want us to always remember this very important axiom that prevention is always better, is always cheaper than cure, and that is where we whole world is facing right now. Why is it important to talk about prevention? Because many children actually are dying from preventable diseases. In fact, the statistics shows that 11 children are dying every minute from preventable diseases. And this is one of the things that drove myself personally to start asking pediatrician, because especially in my own part of the world, for those of us who are living in sub-Saharan Africa, and as you all know, most of these statistics are talking about those of us in the developing countries. They are talking about those of us in sub-Saharan Africa, those of us in Nigeria. Most of these children that are dying from preventable causes are found in our own part of the world. And this is what we want to prevent. Why should a child die from something we can prevent, from something we can do nothing about? And that should not be happening. And this is really what we really need to know, that this figure, this statistics is quite appalling, it's quite sad, and we as a group, we want to do anything. And this group discussion we're having today is part of our mission to make sure that we bring down these statistics. We want it to go to zero. We don't want any child to die from preventable diseases. I'm going to give us small facts just to help us understand why it's important that we talk about this topic. I'm not giving all these facts to make you sad, but because sometimes we need to realize the background and why it's important for active pediatricians to say the first thing we must talk about is about prevention. The United Nations, the statistics shows that 6.3 million children die in the year 2017 alone. I'm sure they are still compiling 2018 statistics, but the statistics I have right now is from 2017. 6.3 million children all over the world died. And out of these 6.3 million, 5.4, almost 90% of them were children under the age of 5. And that is why under 5 is something very, very important for us. And to shock you further, half of these 5.4 million, 2.5 million children died within the first month of life. So majority of children deaths occur in the newborn period. And this means that 15,000 children below the age of 5 die every day. That is very, very worrisome statistics. And like I said previously, majority of these deaths are preventable. If there are deaths that we know what to do about, there are deaths that we can actually prevent from happening. So why should children be dying from things that we can do something about? And it's because sometimes of ignorance or because we don't have the appropriate health system in place. But there are things that you as a parent, I as a pediatrician, we can do to make sure that these horrible statistics, should become a thing of the past. And I think it's possible for us to do so. So once again, more than half of these early child deaths are due to conditions that could be prevented or treated with access to simple, affordable interventions. That is the sad part. These 5.4 million deaths of children, they are things that could be treated, they are deaths that could have been prevented with just simple, not something very, very complex. There are things that are very simple. You will see, I'll give us examples later on. And like I also said, more than half of these deaths, almost half of them are in newborns. And unfortunately, they are expecting that this figure in the newborns are going to rise, while those of the older children are going to keep falling. And as we all know, but just to also remind us, that children in sub-Saharan Africa constitute the majority of these deaths. In fact, a child in sub-Saharan Africa, 15 times, children in sub-Saharan Africa are 15 times more likely to die before the age of 5 than children in high-income countries. So this is something for us. It is not about the developed countries, even though it's all the world figure, but majority of these things are happening with us in sub-Saharan Africa, in Nigeria. And we need to do something about it, because we have to make sure that these deaths, which are our children, unfortunately, must stop. And that is why we need to know what are those things that we can do to prevent death. What are those things that we can do to make sure that our children are healthy, our newborns, they live and they do not die. This is what we're going to be talking about today. Thank you for staying with me. So let us go on and talk about what are even the causes. What are the leading causes of death in children below the age of 5? The first thing is the preterm birth. Children that are born before 37 weeks gestation, they are prone to a lot of complications, which unfortunately for us in this part of the world sometimes we're not equipped to handle, and so we tend to lose most of our preterm babies. One of the other leading causes of death in number 5 is pneumonia. I mean, we've talked a lot about pneumonia. Another is birth asphyxia. Those are children that are born maybe full term, but they were unable to breathe, or there was some other complication that does not allow oxygen to get to the brain at delivery, and those kind of children could have what we call birth asphyxia, and most of them also die. Another leading cause, which some of us will struggle to believe, is diarrhea. I mean, something so simple, something easily treatable, but it's one of the leading causes of death of our children. Of course, malaria is still very high, especially for us in Nigeria, which is a malaria endemic area. And most of these deaths, the underlying cause in most of them, or what contributes to most of them, is malnutrition. Nutrition-related factors contribute to almost 45%. It used to be about 50%, but it's dropping a little bit, thank God, but it's still contributing about 45% of death in children. So you can say that the causes of death in children, they are not very rare stuff. They are common things. They are things that are and luckily are preventable and largely treatable. Preterm delivery with their complications, pneumonia, birth asphyxia, diarrhea, malaria, of course with underlying malnutrition. These are the leading causes of death in children under 5. It's just to illustrate what we have been saying, that these leading causes of death in children below the age of 5, they are actually preventable, they are actually very easily treatable. I will give an example with 2 of them, pneumonia and diarrhea. Look at this slide. In this slide, you will see what are the risk factors for pneumonia and other acute respiratory infections. You will see the prevention. You will see that we also have treatment. And yes, pneumonia is still one of the leading causes of death in our children. What are the risk factors? Low birth weight, malnutrition, not being breastfed, overcrowded conditions. And when you look at the prevention, very simple: vaccination. So we have vaccines against pneumonia, we have the pneumococcal vaccine, we have the Haemophilus influenza vaccine, we have the measles vaccine. These are vaccines that can largely prevent most of the common causes of pneumonia in children. Nutrition, food, just making sure that our children are well fed, making sure our children are breastfed. You see, we talk a lot about exclusive breastfeeding. It's not because we just want mothers to breastfeed alone, but because just breastfeeding can prevent a child from dying from pneumonia. Of course, we have to reduce household air pollution, and these are things that we can do. These are things that we have already in our, available to us. And yet, why should our children still be dying when these simple preventive measures are available? And look at the treatment for pneumonia. Just make sure a proper healthcare professional sees the child to make the diagnosis, so that mothers don't just keep treating pneumonia with cough syrup. And antibiotics, we have antibiotics. Sometimes when it's very severe pneumonia, we may need oxygen. We have oxygen. So you can see that this cause of death is something we can prevent, it's something we can treat, and yet it's still killing a large number of our children every year. again, look at the example of diarrhea disease, which is also one of the killer diseases of our children, one of the five leading causes of death in under 5. What are the risk factors? Again, failure to breastfeed. Breastfeeding is very, very important. That's why we keep talking about it. You can see it can prevent pneumonia, it can prevent diarrhea as well. When you don't breastfeed children, they are at risk of diarrhea. Unsafe drinking water, and of course unsafe food, when food and water is exposed to germs or they are not properly preserved. Poor hygiene, malnutrition again. Malnutrition is always underlying cause, remember? And look at the prevention for diarrhea. Very simple strategies: breastfeeding. We can all breastfeed. Safe water, we can boil our water, we can make sure we put maybe sterilizing tablets and things like that. Making sure that we prepare our food hygienically. Good environmental sanitation, good hygiene, washing our hands regularly, adequate nutrition, making sure children are having access to proper food, that contains a different variety of different food classes. Immunization, we have the rotavirus vaccine, we have the measles vaccine, which can also prevent diarrhea that are treated with measles. So you can see that it's very easy to prevent diarrhea, yet it's still killing our children. Treatment for diarrhea, as you all know, ORS, we have the new, what we call low osmolarity ORS, and zinc supplement. These are things that are available. Any mother or father can just walk into any shop and buy ORS. And yes, a lot of children still die from diarrhea. And so today I'm not going to tell you something new. I'm sure I'm going to tell you what you've always heard from us. But we need to remind ourselves, because despite the fact that we all know this, despite the fact that we have all these strategies, despite that we have all these treatments, our children are still dying. And it is time for us to put an end to all these preventable things. So we're going to go on and talk about the health promotion strategies, because at least from now on you've seen why it's so important for us to talk about it, looking at those horrible statistics we've gone through and seeing the examples of the fact that we can easily prevent, we can easily treat these killer diseases. And we talk about, as pediatricians, we have different age groups of children that we attend to, from newborn, even sometimes from the womb, in the fetus, to the teenagers, Of course, our major emphasis will be from the newborn, the infant, the toddlers, and the preschoolers, those below the age of 5, because those are the ones really at risk. Of course, poor children have their own challenges, but they are not as, out of the 6.3 million deaths in 2017 for all children below the age of 15, 5.4 are in the age 0 to 5, and especially that newborn period. So when I'm talking about the strategies, you will see that I'm going to actually spend more time talking about how we can prevent newborn death, because they are the ones that is 2.5 million newborns out of the 5.4 million under 5. That is like almost 50% of all the deaths. And also, of course, we're also going to talk about the infants and the toddlers and the preschoolers. So most of my talk today may seem to focus more on this age group, because they are the ones dying. And 15 times odd of a child who is born in sub-Saharan Africa dying compared to other parts of the world. That is very, very dying before the age of 5 years. That's very, very sad. So we really need to talk about these strategies, and I hope you will all join forces with us on active pediatricians to reduce this unnecessary death, to reduce and to prevent these preventable deaths. So let's go on. Okay, so we're going to start by talking about safe motherhood. We're going to talk a lot about pregnancy. I'm sure you'll be wondering, what is the business of pediatricians with pregnancy? Yes, we have a lot, because most of the deaths that happen in the newborn period, as you can see, almost 50% of under 5 deaths occurring in the newborn period, has to relate to pregnancy, has to do with what happened during the pregnancy. And so we as pediatricians, we are very, very much interested, and health promotion for the newborn starts with the mothers. So I'm going to talk about the mothers, especially in 2019. I know some of you are planning to get pregnant, you're planning to have your babies in 2019. Please listen very attentively. Before you have your babies, before you even get pregnant at all, there are things you need to do. I know most of us don't plan for pregnancy, we just expect it to happen. But that's not the way it should be. We should actually plan and make sure that as mothers, we are ready to have the baby. Of course, you must be of appropriate age. So teenagers, please, 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 you are not supposed to be getting pregnant because your body is not yet ready. And the high risk, most of these deaths, of the preterm deaths of newborns, they are actually occurring in babies born to teenage mothers. So we always recommend pregnancy from age of 18 because that is when your body is really ready, fully mature to handle it. So as much as you can delay pregnancy, the better. And if you already have a baby in 2017, please use contraception. I'm not looking forward to answering questions, Dr. Baby, my baby is 2 months and I'm already pregnant. Please, that is not acceptable. It's not because we just want to not to be sympathetic to you, but you are not helping yourself, you are not helping the new baby because your body is not yet fully recovered. And so that is why you must get pregnant, you must make sure you are ready for pregnancy before you get pregnant. You must use contraceptive family planning so that you state your children. We always recommend at least 2 years gap between one baby and the next baby. And if you are going to get pregnant, please no smoking, no alcohol. Make sure you eat well. Take your folic acid. Your folic acid should be taken before you get pregnant. In fact, what we recommend now is that all women of childbearing age, 18 to 35, since most of us don't plan for pregnancy, we don't know when you will fall pregnant. It's better you are taking your folic acid, and it's better you avoid all this risky lifestyle like smoking, taking alcohol, or using drugs. So these are things we should even do before we get pregnant at all, so that the chances of our baby being healthy at delivery is higher. Because at the end of the day, when there are problems, it means that baby could be born, the baby could die in the womb, or the baby will be born, and the baby will have a lot of challenges and will become part of those statistics, which we don't want to happen. So if you're planning to get pregnant this year, start to make sure you implement these strategies. Okay, for those who are already pregnant, or when you get pregnant, make sure you register for antenatal care very early. Don't say, oh, I know everything. Each pregnancy could be different. Make sure you register in the hospital. And please, churches, mosques, whatever, they are not hospitals. They are not for antenatal. Unless the church or the mosque or whatever place has a trained professional also operating within their facilities. But as much as possible, please register for antenatal in the hospital and go for your antenatal care. And when you go for antenatal care, it's not to go and sing and dance and gossip or talk about Telemundo and all that. Please make sure you go there and listen to some of the health promotion talks that our nurses, our midwives to give to us. And continue to take your folic acid. And if your doctor recommends things like iron supplement, multivitamins, calcium, please make sure you take them. If you have other health issues and they recommend other medications for you, like some have blood pressure, they may recommend antihypertensive, some have diabetes in pregnancy, they may recommend diet or insulin. Please make sure you stick to whatever your doctor recommends. And of course, no smoking, no alcohol. Eat well, eat healthy, but don't eat for two. You know, most mothers always say, we are 2, we are 3. They eat too much, then the baby becomes too big, and the delivery will be difficult. And then when delivery is difficult, baby may have birth asphyxia. Remember, birth asphyxia is one of the leading causes of death in our children. You know, so please avoid that. Just eat healthy, you know, fruits, vegetables, you know, respectable portion, but not double ration, you know, that kind of a thing. Of course, for us in parts of the world, we still have a lot of tetanus issues, so please make sure you take your tetanus immunization. The tetanus immunization is not for you as the mother. It is to prevent neonatal tetanus in your baby. Of course, if you have exposed to injuries, it will protect you, but we are actually giving you the tetanus immunization in pregnancy for your baby sake, so that your baby will not have neonatal tetanus. Unfortunately, even in this part of the world, in most parts of the world, it has been eradicated, so they don't bother giving tetanus immunization, but we are still dealing with neonatal tetanus. It's reducing, but sometimes we still get one or two, so we really want to prevent it. So make sure you take your tetanus immunization. And of course, because malaria is also one of the leading causes of death, and it's actually very, pregnant women are actually high risk for malaria, so we usually treat pregnant women for malaria twice in pregnancy, even when they don't have the malaria. We call it presumptive treatment of malaria. So when your doctor recommends it, please use it. Or make sure you also sleep under net, avoid mosquito exposure. Keep yourself active. Don't just say I'm pregnant, you sit all day. No, just gentle exercises. You can walk, you can swim, you can do whatever you think is comfortable for you. Make sure that you go to hospital regularly so that you can check your BP. They can check your urine. That's the reason why you need to register for antenatal. Even though I know you've had experience with babies, but sometimes you may have high blood pressure and it may become an high-risk pregnancy, and the doctors need to prepare for that. Or sometimes a woman may have diabetes in pregnancy and they need to prepare. And that's why some babies die in the womb and the mothers don't know, because nobody is monitoring, nobody is checking for all these things. Of course, HIV screening, because if you are HIV positive, you may not be positive before, you may become positive during pregnancy. It happens. So it is important that it's tried, and there are drugs that we need to give you so that your baby will not have HIV at delivery, and we can prevent pediatric HIV. We are actually planning to get it to zero, and it's possible only if we screen the mother and we start treatment in the mother, then the baby will likely not have HIV as well. So whatever, and when your doctor is saying you, they will recommend this is how your baby should be delivered, please follow the recommendation. If the doctor has told you that, madam, you need to deliver your baby via cesarean section, please don't say, I am an Hebrew woman, I must deliver by vagina. There's no matter for whether you deliver by vagina or whether you deliver through CS. The most important thing for us is that you are alive to tell the story, and your baby is alive. Sometimes you are alive and your baby is alive, but sometimes because you deliver through the stressful labor, your baby may not be fine. Your baby may have developmental disabilities. That's my field, and so we don't want you to put this baby at risk unnecessarily. So if the doctor already said you need to deliver through the cesarean section, please just agree and plan ahead. Make sure you get everything necessary. If you need to donate blood, get your husband and family members to do it. Just make sure you get everything ready so that there will be no emergency during the day of delivery. Please deliver in the appropriate place, usually which is the hospital. It is the most important thing, because there must be professionals, trained professionals to take your delivery. So, keep talking about pregnancy, safe motherhood is very important. Remember, the majority of our deaths under 5 are newborn, so we really need to talk about it. There are pregnancies we call high-risk pregnancies. Not every pregnancy is the same. There are some mothers that can deliver with a midwife. There are some mothers that can deliver with any general doctor. But there are some mothers, pregnancies must be delivered by a specialist, because they are very high-risk pregnancies. And I've made the list here. If you are a first-time mother, please, you have no business registering with just a CBA or a midwife. You have to be delivered by the specialist, because you are high-risk pregnancy and things can go wrong. And the specialist must be ready to take immediate decisions. If you have had more than 5 babies, who we call grand multipara, you must deliver with a specialist. If you have medical complications, maybe before your pregnancy or develop during pregnancy, those who have hypertension, diabetes, heart disease, kidney diseases, those who have sickle cell, those with sickle cell anemia, those kind of people are not deliveries for just anybody to take. They are deliveries that must be taken by the specialist, the obstetricians. If you are too young, below teenage pregnancies, you have already warned, please, teenagers don't get pregnant. If you know you can keep away from sex, please use contraceptives. That's it. But the best thing for you to actually stay away until you're ready. And of course, those who are above 35, you should also make sure that you deliver in a hospital. Those pregnancies are already complicated, so when your doctor is monitoring you, they will do ultrasound scans to know the position of the baby, to know whether there are multiple babies to know where the placenta is. If there are abnormalities, they usually refer you for a specialist to deliver you. Please, if you are falling into any of these high-risk pregnancies, don't take risk. Make sure you go to deliver with a specialist, whether at a teaching hospital or a very standard private hospital that has a gynecologist or obstetrician. Please, it's very important. Again, we're still talking about safe motherhood. Delivery period is very important because that is actually when most of these deaths happen. In fact, 75% of the newborn deaths occur on the first day of life. And so that's how serious it is. So that first day is because of what goes wrong with delivery. And so delivery must be taken by skilled birth attendants. Skilled means they know what to do. If the baby is not breathing, they know what to do. They are not going to be panicking. And so if you have had a previous complicated pregnancy, you should also join the high-risk pregnancy and must deliver in an hospital with an obstetrician and a pediatrician because they must be skilled in newborn resuscitation. The hospital must also have an ambulance. These are things you should ask when you go to hospitals to deliver. If you are using a particular hospital, always ask them, especially if it's an hospital that doesn't have it's not a teaching hospital, a tertiary level hospital, you must ask them, do you have an ambulance? If there's any complications, can you easily transfer me to an emergency center? You must ask them. And remember, the sun must not set twice on a woman in labor. One of my professors in the university told me this, and it has stuck with me forever since. So all these one people who say, I'm in labor for 3 days, I'm in labor for 4 days, it's wrong. If you are in labor for 24 hours for a first timer and you have not delivered, you should be sectioned. Let them bring out the baby. The most important thing is that you are alive and your baby is alive. If you are a woman that has been through that journey before 12 hours, if they are not getting any headway, you should take a decision about the best way to bring out the baby, because if the delivery labor stresses the babies, and when the babies are stressed, they get tired, oxygen is not getting to the brain. That's one of the causes of that bad asphyxia we talk about, which is one of the reasons babies may even be eventually born, but they are, they may have disabilities, or some of them may even die. And so that's why it's important. Now I'm going to move on to the newborn. So after the baby has been born, hopefully a healthy baby, no complications, crying, normal weight, examined by the pediatricians or the doctors, and everything is fine. The newborn babies don't need much. Mothers, please listen to me. Your newborn babies don't need much from you to be healthy. What do they need? They need warm. Keep them warm. Make sure they are wrapped. Don't overdo it anyway, but make sure you keep them warm. The cord, because that cord is the source where most infections get into the newborn and from the skin. And that's why we don't want you to start using all sorts of things on the skin or using all sorts of things on the cord, because you can introduce infection that can lead to neonatal sepsis, and that's also one of the reasons why newborns die. So for the skin, just clean them with normal soap water, or even things like olive oil. It's fine. Don't start applying too many products on them. For the cord, what is recommended now is to use what we call chlorhexidine gel. You just apply. The advantage of chlorhexidine gel is that you can just apply it once a day, and that's it. You don't need to do it often like we do with the methylated spirit. But if you don't have chlorhexidine gel, you can use methylated spirit. Just like for the methylated spirit, you have to do it like every 2-3 hours, so several times through the day, and you must always keep the cord dry. But if you have chlorhexidine gel, just one application once a day is enough, and for 7 days or till the cord drops. And please, there are things that in this part of the world we use on the cord. Please don't. No cow dung, no methylatum, no toothpaste, all sorts of things, no bandaging, no wet heat, no dry heat. Just keep the cord dry, leave it, open, exposed, apply the chlorhexidine gel. If you don't have chlorhexidine gel, use methylated spirit. That's all you need to do. No dusting powder, nothing. Just leave it alone. Keep the diaper below the level of the cord so that it can remain dry. And of course, what else does the newborn baby need from you? Breast milk. Keep the cord dry and then apply the glycerin gel and breastfeed your baby. That's all the newborn needs. Keep them warm. That's all they need, and you'll be fine. So still talking about the promotion for newborns. All newborns must get vitamin K as well. Vitamin K is to prevent bleeding in the newborn because they have very low vitamin K and they are prone to bleeding. So they must get vitamin K injection as well. And if they didn't get it, if you notice any bleeding, you must take them to a teaching hospital. They will give it immediately. If you monitor your babies for things like jaundice, like fever, if you notice anything or any oozing from the cord, any pulse coming from anywhere, please don't do self-medication. Just take that newborn baby. Go straight to a hospital with a pediatrician. Not any hospital with a pediatrician. And please, newborn babies, like I told you, all they need from you is breast milk, keep them warm, prevent them from having infections, making sure the cord is properly taken care of. They don't need all these medications that you people will do. I know the mothers, what I will favorably call ajogba. For those who don't understand Yoruba, it's like a bowl. Ajogba is like a small bowl. So when a baby is born, you will see all the grandparents. Apologies to all the grannies. I love you, I respect you, but sometimes some of these things we've been practicing, we really need to stop it. So you see all sorts of things, ampiclos, grape water, paracetamol, Bonababe, Bomoro, Nosomi, all sorts of things. They put it together in that bowl, and immediately the baby has been given a bath in the morning. Then they give this medication morning and night to a newborn baby. I mean, can you imagine all that? Please, the newborn baby does not require any medication. In fact, if you are taking multivitamins as a mother, which you should be taking as a breastfeeding mother, you don't even need to give vitamin drops. But if at all you want to give anything, maybe vitamin drops, that's it. But nothing else. Breast milk, keep them warm, keep the cord clean and dry with your glycerin gel. That's all they need from you. Please don't buy ajogba, don't buy medication. They don't need it. I know there are some of my colleagues that also prescribe routine because they will say, we are not so sure the environment is clean, we're just covering, but all this covering are the things that create antibiotic resistance for these babies. So please don't. And some other people also go ahead and give herbal concoctions. Agboela, agboinuwo, all sorts of things. Please don't give our babies all these herbal remedies. Just leave them alone, they'll be fine. Then, if you are doing circumcision or ear piercing, please do it in a hygienic way. Do it by the professionals so that they can use sterilized instruments. Remember, risk of HIV is there. Remember, risk of neonatal tetanus is there. So please make sure these procedures are done by the professionals and they use sterilized instruments. If you notice anything in a newborn baby, please don't put on a doctor hat, moms. I know the moms are the ones that are listening to us. Moms are the ones. Don't say, let me just go and buy this, let me just go and buy that, go and buy that, No, please. A newborn baby should be seen by the pediatrician. If you notice anything unusual, baby is not eating, baby is not talking, baby is having fever, baby is sleeping too much, anything, baby is convulsing, take the baby to the hospital. Please, let's do away with all the old wives' fables. And I always say, for first-time mothers, Heptians, ATP is your friend. Make sure this year you have child health information on your fingertips. And we're going to help you. We're designing our app, ATP app, which you can download on your phone, which will be available offline. So you always have information in your phone anywhere you go. You can come to the group and ask your question. You can go to the website and read the articles. Make sure you are well informed. So I'm going on to another important health promotion strategy, nutrition. Of course, remember what I said, that underlying almost all the deaths in children And for those who are not even dying, a lot of our morbidities, children who are just sick, is because of malnutrition. Nutrition is one thing we've always talked about. We keep on talking, we're going to talk about it. But please make sure in 2019, if you have your baby for the first 6 months breast milk only, we have the Nutrition 101 course on Ask the Paediatricians on how to go about breastfeeding. All the information, the videos, they are very lovely videos. You'll love it. Just get all the videos done. Then after 6 months, you move on to what we call complementary feeding, which means it's a complementary to breastfeeding. You are still breastfeeding, but you are not adding other things. We also have Nutrition 102 course about how to start complementary feeding, what to give, when to give, how often to give. You really would benefit from doing these courses. It's on our unit on Ask Paediatricians Facebook group. You also need to make sure our children are weighed. In the first few months, the first 1 year, we try to weigh them almost every month. Then after that, maybe every 6 months, and maybe after 2 years, we do like every year weighing. And when you weigh the children, make sure that the nurses or the healthcare professional, they plot it on the chart. You know that your immunization card or your newborn record, or they normally give you a book. Make sure that there's a place in whichever book, whether it's book or immunization card, there's a place for weight and height that has like a graph. Make sure they plot it, and make sure that your baby is going up, is not falling down, is not going below what it was before. Make sure you use food that are cooked in your own kitchen. Don't get into buying fast food, junk food, biscuits, all those kind of things. They are not real food. Make sure we train our children to eat healthy, and make sure they eat food from all the various variety of food classes. We're still going to talk about that. So these are things we must do to make sure that our children don't have malnutrition, to make sure they don't have micronutrient deficiency, especially iron deficiency, iodine deficiency. You must make sure children eat healthy, and that will, they don't have vitamin deficiency.
I'm recording my this thing.
So another important egg promotion strategy, which you all know, which we talk about, apart from breastfeeding, is nutrition, is immunization. There are diseases that are preventable, and I think it would be foolish for us to know something is available that can prevent something and we don't make use of it. I don't know why some people are scared of immunization, but please, the benefits of immunization far outweigh the risk, whatever risks you've read about. So make sure that your children are fully immunized. So against measles, polio, against all the diseases, make sure the children are fully immunized. And I will show the Nigerian program on immunization next. So this is what we call the National Immunization Schedule for Nigeria. Most of my audience from Nigeria. If you're not from Nigeria, in your country, you have your immunization schedule. When your baby went for the first immunization, they would have given you a card, and they would have told you when. Please put the reminder on your phone. Don't forget. Most mothers will do the first 3-4 months. Then they will forget 9 months. They will forget in the other ones. Please don't forget. Make sure you go for this immunization. Make sure you also go for the vitamin A. There've been some modifications. We have new vaccines now. We have the penicillin. We have the pneumococcal vaccine. We are having rota in some places already, and hopefully it will become almost national. So make sure you go for your immunization. These are the ones that the government will give you for free. All you need to do is to carry your children and go and take it. No money, no payment. Go to the health centers. You'll be given the immunization for free. Well, it's also important for you to know that there are also immunizations that are not free, but are available, that are good. We're still hoping the government will expand the national program. The government is doing quite a lot. They are adding more vaccines, but we need to expand it beyond 1 year to cover all these other immunizations. But if you have the money, you can take them, like the meningitis vaccine, the chickenpox, that's the varicella vaccine, MMR against mumps, measles, and rubella, the typhoid, the meningococcal vaccines, the human papillomavirus HPV vaccine. They are also available at very standard hospitals. Even some of the government hospitals will call the company to bring it for you if you are ready to pay for it. They are also very good for you to take for your children as well. sure this one will shock you, but knowledge is also an health promotion strategy. Did you know that a child born to a mother who can read is 50% more likely to survive past age 5? This is UNESCO in 2011. So now you know. So coming to ATP alone and being able to read and being able to listen to me today shows your child is already 50% more likely to survive to survive beyond the age of 5. So, but basically, I'm trying to let us know that you should be well informed. Read. We have information on the internet. We are in information age, and ATP is also strategically positioned to help you to make sure we give you the right information. Again, I'm also warning. There are also a lot of myths, a lot of rubbish also on the internet, and that's why you make sure that you get your information from the right source. And this is actually one of the reasons why ATP started, because we begin to realize all sorts of people saying all sorts of nonsense, and just from their own head, and causing more harm than good. So be a true recipient. Make sure you get your information from the pediatricians. When it comes to child health, the pediatricians are the specialists that are trained for child health. So if you get information from them, at least you can know that that's from the pediatrician. You can take it to the bank. So please make sure you get informed, but make sure you get your information from the right sources. It's very important. Your knowledge also helps your children and prevent them from dying. Okay, so like I said, most of the things I'm saying, they are not new things. They are things you've known before, but just it's more like reminder. So there are lots of tips. I'm just going to mention a few of them because of time. So good personal and environmental hygiene is very important to prevent diarrhea, to prevent so many other things. Make sure you sleep under insecticide treated nets to prevent malaria for you, for your children. Family planning is very important. Adequate spacing of children, please. All these long people are telling us 6 weeks, 2 months, they are already pregnant. Please take family planning. It's very important for your own good and also for the good of the children. And please, when our children are sick, please take them to the hospital. I've already done a memo on that alone from the beginning of the year. It shows how important it is to me. Please take children to the hospital, because even if you go to the best hospital in the world with the best pediatricians, if you are too late, there's nothing anybody can do. But if you come early enough, we can quickly do all we need to do and help the children. So please go early. And I know one of the reasons most of us say we can't go to hospitals is because we don't have the money to pay for health care. And I also did a memo already on that health is expensive anywhere in the world. And luckily, our government, like Lagos State now, they are starting health insurance. There are HMOs, there are people doing insurance that are a little bit affordable. Please get something doing this, especially for the mothers. Don't always wait for the fathers. Make sure you have something you're doing so that you can have some small change in your hands, so that when your child is sick, even if it's a government hospital, at least you can still go. The doctor will see you without you paying, but at least if they now write, go and do this test or go and buy this medication, you have some small money in your hands that you can do. Because sometimes people complain, we go to hospital, but if you don't, that's why some people don't go to hospital. They don't have the money to buy the drugs. And what would the doctors do? I know. So you also must make sure that you're financially empowered. You can join groups that deal with all those financial empowerment. That's not ATP, but we really appreciate you being empowered so that you'll be able to take care of your children. And be prompt. Don't wait for daddy before your child is convulsing. So I will have to wait for my husband for taking a child to hospital. Why? You're a mother. You are as important as your husband when it comes to your children, because you carry them in your womb for 9 months. So if a child is sick, don't wait for any husband. Take the child to the hospital, call your husband on the phone while you're on your way to the hospital and tell him that come and meet us here. Please, it's very, very important. I'm almost rounding up, so I'm just going to run through what are these killer diseases and what are the things you can even do to prevent, or the first thing you can start at home before you get to the hospital. So I'll just take a few of them, and during the course of our presentation in 2019, we're going to take each of those conditions and go into details, but I just want to quickly summarize, because I'm so sad that diarrhea, pneumonia, they are killing our children, things that are very preventable. So let's talk about diarrhea first. What is diarrhea? Because a lot of mothers always say, only the child has what looks like is not very welcome stool, they say it's diarrhea. No, the stool must be 3 loose stools in a 24-hour menstrual period. So if that does this once, that is not yet diarrhea. And what is effective for diarrhea is just ORS and oral zinc. It's something you can buy from any shop. You don't need a prescription from the pediatrician and the doctor to do that. The most important thing in a child with diarrhea is to prevent dehydration. What kills the child is not the stools. So please don't be in a hurry to stop the stool. That's not what is killing the child. What is killing the child is the dehydration, is the loss of the electrolytes. And as long as you are giving ORS, it will be replacing that water, it will be replacing that electrolyte. That child is not going to die, I'm telling you. So it's very important that as a mother you have ORS in your kit. You must always have it at home, so that if a diarrhea open overnight, because children can lose water quickly and they can get dehydrated so fast and they can be gone. And that's why diarrhea is taking in children, even though that it can easily be treated by ORS. So make sure you have ORS and oral zinc at home. Give it to your child. And when children are having diarrhea, please don't stop feeding them. Keep feeding them. They actually need more food. It's not the food that is causing the diarrhea. It's the viruses or the bacteria, whatever microorganism or germs, that's what is causing. So give them food. But if you are doing all this and you notice that the child is becoming weak, or there's blood in the stool, so then you need to take the child to the hospital. Don't give flagyl, don't give diastop, don't give tetracycline. We've done a whole talk on that. I'm not having time to do that today. That's not the treatment for diarrhea. The most important thing to do in a child with diarrhea is to give ORS, give oral zinc. And if the child is not getting better, the child is becoming weak, the child is still thirsty, the child is having blood in his stool, take the child to the hospital. But more importantly, prevent diarrhea by making sure that good hygiene, personal and environmental hygiene. Make sure you boil your water up. Use all those sterilizing tablets for your water. Wash your hands regularly before making food, after making food, when you dispose sewage, when you wash the child's clean up the wipe after the children in the toilet. Make sure you wash your hands. This is where those things come from. Of course, exclusive breastfeeding is still there, and of course you can also go for the rota vaccine. It also prevents diarrhea. Another common condition in children is fever. As a mother, these common things in children, even though we talk about prevention, sometimes they still happen. You must know what to do and do it quickly, promptly. One of the things that children also commonly have, especially when they're going to be sick, is fever. And as a mother, please, you must have a digital thermometer. It's just about 500 naira. Go and buy one and keep it in your house. So anytime you think your baby is warm, is hot, bring out your thermometer, check it, so that you will know whether it's truly fever or not. Because fever is 37.5 and above. Anything between 36.5 to 37.5 is still normal. And fever is always because your child's body is fighting something, so it's suggesting something is going on there. And if the fever is not brought down on time, it can lead to convulsion. I saw a very somebody who wrote something that is going viral on Facebook, on WhatsApp, about people giving paracetamol, and that paracetamol is causing the children to die. Please, that information is false. I don't know who the clinician is. The person didn't really say his name, didn't say which professional it is, but I can tell you as a pediatrician that information is false. What is killing those children is not the paracetamol. The fever is because something was wrong with the children. If a child has fever, something is wrong. But the most important thing is to address what is causing the fever. So paracetamol is not the problem here, but if the mother's not going to the hospital on time for the fever itself to be treated, that is what is causing the children. That is what we call about delayed presentation at the hospital. So it is underlying. But if the child has meningitis, if the child has malaria, they will have fever. If the child has pneumonia, they will have fever. Almost virtually all the diseases that kill children may come with fever. And when they are not treated on time, that is what will kill the child. So for somebody who claims to be a clinician to come out and start saying it's the paracetamol, that is not how scientific reasoning is done. You don't just mix those kind of statements. Because fever, if it's too high, can also lead to convulsion. And when a child convulses, the brain is not getting oxygen. If it can become too prolonged, you can have what we call status epilepticus, a prolonged convulsion. That child can become can have disabilities, if the child even didn't die. So if a child has fever, you must bring down the fever. There are ways to bring down fever. You can expose the child, you can set a sponge, you can give a bath, you can give paracetamol. Quote me, you can give paracetamol. Paracetamol is not what there that after 24 hours, you can repeat your paracetamol every 6 hours, and follow. If you don't know how to do it, I've written how to calculate the amount of paracetamol to give, but each bottle of that paracetamol always says this age to this age, give this amount. I mean, you should be able to read. That's why we say a mother who can read, a child is not likely going to die below the age of 5 years. So you must be able to read or ask somebody who can read to tell you. So just give it, and give it for 6 hours. But if after 24 hours, this is where I guess the author of that article is saying, mother should not be giving paracetamol for more than 24 hours. You should not be giving paracetamol for more than 14 hours. If after 24 hours, that's why even the adverts on TV about paracetamol say, if after 2 or 3 days your child is not better, go to the hospital. So it is mothers who don't go to the hospital after 2 days. After, I usually even say 24 hours. Those are the ones that the children will die. So it's not the paracetamol that they're giving. It is because the mothers fail to go to the hospital on time. And please don't just give paracetamol all the time to children for any little thing. There's a mother that says they give paracetamol even when children are not sick because they are not sure whether they are not having pain. I mean, please, too much paracetamol can damage liver, but it's too much. You must have given it for a long time. Not that you give for 2-3 days and that's what is going to try. No, that is false information. Okay, so another common condition, and I'll be talking about cough on Saturday on ATP Live, so you can ask me all the question about cough. Cough and catarrh, one of the commonest conditions babies have. Most of them actually mild. They are due to viral infections. There's no fever, there's no fast breathing. The child is otherwise we're just coughing, and it will resolve on its own. You don't need to start loading them with powerful antibiotics. The way mothers use powerful antibiotics like augmentin, Zinat, I literally I will shake at times because these are antibiotics that you should not even use on, even with pediatricians. That will not be the first thing I'm going to prescribe for a child with, even with community acquired pneumonia. Maybe I will go for things like Moxil and things like that. But mothers just go straight to the highest. And then when they now come, all the antibiotics are not working. And those are the things that will kill the children, antibiotic resistance. So please don't use antibiotics if your doctor does not prescribe it. And remember, pneumonia is the killer. And how do you know pneumonia cough? Pneumonia cough, the child is usually having cough, but there may be fever. Then one of the things that usually distinguish pneumonia is that it's difficulty with breathing or fast breathing. The child is breathing fast, the child also has difficulty with breathing. And when you get that, then that is more likely something that is pneumonia, and that is when you really need to take a child to the hospital. And please don't just keep giving cough syrup. Please don't give, in fact, we say don't give cough syrup to children in age of 1, because what it does is it will mask. The cough is not the problem. Cough is just a reflex. It's just telling you something is irritating the airway, So when you give cough syrup, you suppress the symptom, and the child may be dying from pneumonia, and nobody will know. And you will have the false confidence that you've given cough syrup and the child is fine. Please, if the child is breathing fast, the child is having fever and coughing, that child must be seen by doctor. But if the child is just coughing, running nose, but the child is otherwise well and all that, it may just be a viral thing that will blow away with time. Just give fluids, keep the child warm, and breastfeed. If the child is still breastfeeding, and the child will be fine. And immunization also prevents most of these pneumonias as well. Okay, so I'm rounding off now. So I'm just going to remind you some pitfalls to avoid when it comes to promotion. One of the commonest thing mothers do is to assume every fever, every illness in a child is testing. It's a very rampant belief. It's one of the most dangerous child health practices or beliefs in this part of the world. Please, testing doesn't cause high fever. Testing does not cause diarrhea. So if a child has fever, has diarrhea, cough, it's more likely due to something else. And I've told you what to do. So do not give teaching mixture. Do not, and any child that has rashes too, it is measles. And then the next thing is to go and give 7 kids. Please do not. There are so many causes of rashes. Even the rashes that look like measles rashes, it could be due to other causes. We call them mobiliform rashes. There are many things that could cause them the same kind of rashes. So it's based on the history that you give us that will help us to know. A child with a campicus can react to the medication and look like a child is having measles. It's not measles. So that's why some say the child has measles 3-4 times. No, children usually have measles just once in their lifetime, because it's a lifelong immunity after the disease. So do not assume measles in a child with rash, and do not give 7 kids. medication for rashes, because most of them, the child can react to them and they will come out what we call Steven Johnson syndrome, very terrible. We've taken a discussion on that. Please do not self-medicate in 2019 and do not delay in taking treatment. When your child is sick, go to the hospital. I will keep on repeating that, even though some people don't like to hear it, but sometimes that's the best advice. When your child is sick, go to the hospital so that the professionals can treat your baby promptly. And of course, you must recognize child health emergency. There are some questions people post on ATP. I'm like, seriously, this is an emergency. You don't have time to be opening Facebook and typing when your child has an emergency. And I'm going to show you what are those childhood emergencies that when you see them, no opening Facebook, straight to the closest hospital to you. So these illnesses, these are the emergencies. They must be taken to the hospital immediately to avoid death. Any child with compromised airway, the child is choking, the child has obstruction in the airway, no story. If you know how to do what we call back swab or English procedures, go ahead and do it. We've taken that during our last ACP conference. You can watch the video on how to do it, but just go to the hospital. A child who is not breathing, a child who is breathing fast, a child who is having so much difficulty with breathing, noisy breathing, anything breathing and abnormalities, hospital is an emergency. A child who suddenly collapsed, a child who doesn't have, who have what we call cardiac arrest. If you know how to do chest compression, you can start, otherwise hospital. These are what we call emergencies. ABC, anything that has to do with life threatening. These are things that must be attended to. There's no room for us for asking questions. It's hospital straight away. A newborn baby is, we'll call them urgent, because sometimes they can progress down so fast. If a newborn baby is sick for any reason, even as simple as the fact that the child doesn't want to suck, as simple as that, a child is having fever, in a newborn, please straight to the hospital. Child who is convulsing, hospital, because there's no medication we're going to give you unless you are the child that has convulsing before. We'll give you things like what the asthma. But if it's the first time you don't know what to do, hospital. Children with burns, don't assume it was a minor burns. Burns to the face, burns to the hands, burns to the legs, burns to the private parts, burns that are more than you as a mother, you may not know what is 10%, 30%, but just take every burns to the hospital. The doctor will sort it out. When children have serious falls, they fall, they break arm, they break leg, head injury, they pass out, straight to the hospital. Children who fainted or their heart is beating too fast, straight to the hospital. After 2 days of high fever, please, straight to the hospital. Diarrhea with blood. These are not cases you'll be waiting for as a pediatrician moderator or somebody. Straight to the hospital is very, very important, because children that would die are children that actually present as emergency cases, and if they are not properly, in the right environment with the right professionals to treat them on time, then they are likely to die. So we don't want our children to die. We want them to live. So please take them to the hospital promptly. Okay, so I'm rounding up now. So what are my take-home messages? We've been talking about how to make sure that our children live and how to make sure that our children are healthy in 2019. And once again, I just want to remind us that health promotion and disease prevention, they are cheaper, they are easier than for us to be pulling muscles and treating very sick children and trying to be heroic in saving sick children. It's rather better for us to actually prevent diseases. And I want to all be child health intelligence promoter in 2019. Promote your own children's health. Also teach other mothers. I like this of you always give me testimonies of how you have now the one championing and promoting child health in your community. And this year ATP is coming to all your states, and we want you to all be part of us. And we're going to promote child health. We want our children to live and not die. And know that this child health promotion starts from the womb. Our patients as pediatricians, they are from the womb. So we want you to be prepared for pregnancies. Don't just fall pregnant this year. Plan for the pregnancy. If you don't want to be pregnant, please go for family planning and use contraceptives. If you want to be pregnant, make sure you put in the right measures that we've mentioned. Make sure when you're pregnant, you register for antenatal. You go for the antenatal classes. You make sure you do whatever you are asked to do. You make sure you deliver your baby in a well-equipped hospital with a link with ambulance circumstances, if they need to refer in emergencies, they know what to do. When you've had your baby, keep them warm, keep them clean, breastfeed exclusively for the first 6 months, and after that you can start complementary feeding and make sure their children are getting adequate food and monitor their weight regularly. Make sure that all your children are adequately immunized, they are fully immunized for their age. Make sure that you know what to do when your child has fever, when your child has cough, when your child has diarrhea. You know what to do. You know when children have minor injuries, you know first aid treatment to do, and know when to go to the hospital. Know when to stop being mommy's doctor. Know when to take the child to the hospital, and avoid self-medication and use of herbal concoction in children. In conclusion, I welcome you as our dependable allies and partners in making sure that all our children in Nigeria, in Sub-Saharan Africa, in all over the world are well and healthy in 2019, because that is our mission and that is our vision and our passion as Active Pediatrician Foundation, and we really want you to be our partner in making sure that our mission is fulfilled. And so thank you so much for your attention. Happy to take all your questions, so please drop your questions in the comments and I will be happy to answer them. Thank you so much for your attention.